I find it really difficult to read the title Bad Old Putty Tat and not say it in a Tweety Pie voice. I will spare you that because I can't do impressions, but definitely I enjoy the title of this one a lot. The narrative itself, though, is not very interesting, and I feel like it doesn't have as much substance to it as a lot of other Sylvester and Tweety cartoons. That's not to say I didn't enjoy it, and there were certainly bits in it that I genuinely liked that I will discuss in a moment in more detail. But just basically, it's obviously Sylvester trying to capture Tweety, and usually there's more of a narrative. There's either a specific setting or Granny plays a role in it or something like that. But this one feels a lot more like a Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoon, where it's just a string of endless attempts to try and capture Tweety without a kind of overarching narrative or something to give it a specific feel or um, a certain reason why he is trying to capture Tweety. It just feels like different attempts because he wants to capture him for the sake of it, which is again not necessarily a bad thing. The Wile E. Coyote cartoons work, they work very well, and it's a formula that is repeated, so it's not a bad thing in itself. But I do prefer it when there's a slightly juicier narrative, a specific end goal, a specific motivation for Sylvester. But there were things in this that I did really like, so I guess these are slight spoilers as I'm going to discuss a few things in a bit of detail. And the first thing that I loved, and I genuinely laughed out loud at this, is when the teeth come flying out of Sylvester's mouth, and it's fine for a beat, and then a couple of seconds later, his nose just flops. And the animation of that was brilliant. The timing as well. If it had happened the second his teeth fell out, I don't think it would have been as funny. The fact that we get a second to think his face structure remains the same, and then it happens, absolutely brilliant. Visually, I thought it worked well when he painted his finger yellow and pretended to be another little canary friend for Tweety Pie to like. Visually, I thought it worked very well, and they maybe could have done a bit more with that and could have persisted with that and maybe made that kind of the main point of the narrative. But it was brief and to the point. It worked well enough. There was nothing else in this really that stood out to me as being phenomenal or overly thrilling, but just in general, I liked it. It was good fun, it was entertaining, it was engaging. There's nothing specific that I would have done differently, and there are specific things that I found to be quite good. So, needless to say, it's not my all-time favourite Sylvester and Tweety cartoon, but I still liked it and definitely recommend it.